Gimme Yarn 418, and this is Thank God It's Finished, TGIF. It's been just over a week and a day, which is pretty good given my recent track history in terms of videos. I almost didn't make a video because I really don't have all that much to show you, but nonetheless I am here. This week has been a week. Get right into life stuff, Seth stuff. My sister has updated his blog throughout the week, and you can read all about it there, more in depth. That's probably the best place to go. I'm not gonna talk in depth on these videos because it's hard. So on Monday he had his open skull biopsy. They had done a needle biopsy, but the cells they collected were not. They weren't able to determine the type of tumor he had. So on Monday, they ended up, when they opened the skull, they chose to resect the largest tumor, and they were able to get 80 to 90%, I think is what they said, and which is good. On Monday, they did some sort of biopsy, like an instant biopsy. I think it said freeze or something like that. I don't know. And they were able to determine that it was malignant, but they weren't able to determine still what type of tumor that had to go through pathology. Thankfully, they didn't have to wait as long as they did, because the needle biopsy was before Christmas. And my sister and Steve, my brother-in-law, got the results on Thursday morning. And the tumor did come back that it is ATRT, which is what they had expected from the very beginning. And if you want to know about ATRT, feel free to Google it. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I get too emotional. So, yeah, I just found out that Seth is being discharged today, so that's good, and just waiting to hear from my sister what the treatment plan is going to be from here forward. I'm not even sure that she knows. Trying to give my sister lots and lots of space, even though I have a bajillion questions. I have been asking a lot of questions, and I feel guilty for asking questions, but I'm just an anxious auntie, I guess. So that's what's going on. I've just been kind of here, there, and everywhere, trying to stay busy. But my attention span is very small, very, very, very small. So the poor lady at the eye doctor got an earful from me because I ordered contacts a month and a half ago, and she sent me an email several weeks ago before Christmas saying they were in, and when I walked in, they weren't. Only half of the order was there. What? And anyway, so I blew up on her. And I don't like to do that, but I was mad. I was really mad. Anyway, otherwise, Kristen's health is good. My health is good. Knock on wood. Her mom has the flu, so I am avoiding her. I don't want to get sick in case I need to go down to Boston. My goal is to stay as healthy as possible. So, knitting. What has been going on? Oh, last time I showed you the wavy checkerboard. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. Let me add that to my list. Wavy. Okay, so last week I was knitting the wavy checkerboard out of some Karen cakes, and I'm not sure if I had determined or not, if I had said yet if I was going to do this for donation. This one is not going to be for I can't speak today. This one will not be for donation because after some research and some experimenting on my own, the wool content in here does felt. It doesn't necessarily felt the first time of drying, but after 4 rounds in my dryer, like a wash and a dry, not this specific blanket, just a swatch, it was starting to felt very it subtly, but enough that this definitely should be lay flat to dry. So anyway, I was talking about Cairn cakes. The color I used was cherry chip, and I used 2 skeins. And again, this is the wavy checkerboard pattern. It's a pay-for pattern on Ravelry, and we'll talk more about that in just a minute. So 2 skeins, and someone asked this. I told someone I would give them the measurements. However, at this point, I have no idea who that was, so I'm just going to say in the video, like I said I would. 2 skeins came out to 36 by 32 inches. I did have a little bit left of the dark red that I didn't add because I wanted it to look fairly symmetrical. Anyway, I'm blabbering on like I do. I did finish it. And I don't know if I said the size. 36 by 32 inches. I would say it's a toddler size blanket. I love it. I wish it was a Erin size blanket. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. I'm going to hold on to it for a while and see if anybody has a baby that I can gift it to. And if not, I'll put it up for sale in my Etsy shop. Or maybe I'll give it for a donation for upcoming fundraisers for Seth. So that is done. Other thing I worked on is a pattern called Josie. It's a free, well, the pattern is a pay-for pattern on Ravelry. However, it is free until January 21st, the day of the Women's March. There is a link on my project page to the pattern, so go check that out. This is for the Pussy Hat Project. If you don't know about it, Google it. Look on the Pussy Hat Project is a project on Ravelry. You can read more about it. Don't want to talk politics on my videos, so just check it out if you're interested. It is for the initially it was for the not initially it was started for the Women's March in Washington. However, there are marches all over the country. If you're interested, I believe there's a link to all of that in the Pussy Hat project page if you download the project. And I knit one for Kristen, and I knit one for myself, and I'm knitting one for someone else. And we are not going to the march because I don't want to get sick. I cannot get sick, but we are going to wear them on Friday and on Saturday. So this is not the Pussy Hat Project pattern. This is the Josie pattern, which is linked on my Ravelry page. Did any of that make any sense? I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, this is the first one I did. The pattern calls for bulky yarn, but I wanted to use worsted because that's what I had. So I did it to pattern, and this is what it came out looking like. So I used the 8 and the 9, and I love it. It's really cute. I have a ponytail in, so it look like I have 3 ears. But it came out really cute. I wish I had a mannequin over here. I don't. So this was with the called for needles. I thought this hat was a little bit big for Kristen, but good for the average size head. Oh, this is Lion Brand Hartland in the Denali colorway, I think. Denali. So it's that one. So I knit Kristen's one size down, so 7 and 8 instead of 8 and 9. And here's how hers came out, and I'm not going to put it on because it'll stretch it all out. So that was a fun little pattern. It's a cute pattern. I actually think not in pink. I might knit some up for, well, maybe some in pink, but not for political reasons. I may knit some up for the hospital because I think little girls would really like them. And these took about a day to knit, a little less. But it's a really fun pattern. Definitely check it out and download it if you're interested. That is all of my FOs. Works in progress. I am working on the Weigh It shawl, number 4, from Susan B. Anderson. This is Miss Babs and the Deep Sea Jellyfish, which I reclaimed from a Weigh It shawl number 3. And I forgot to put a... Oh, I'm in the middle of a row too. Great. I forgot to put a doohickey where I was last time, but here it is so far. I'm going to weigh it soon just to see how... I'm sure I'm not even close, but I'd like to get an idea of where I am. And I'm loving it, and I cannot wait. This, like I said, this yarn is just too beautiful to be in a shawl that I'm not going to wear. And it was a gift, and I really wanted to keep it for myself. So the yarn was. So that may or may not get done. That may or may not get done this week. I'm not sure. It depends, because I am not stressing out about my knitting. Next is my Scrappy Happy Blanket. I am still on course to do 1 a day. Let me take a drink because I have a tickle in my throat. Sorry about that. Okay, so here are the new squares. I think I'm done now with the coughing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4. Don't mind that I haven't woven in my ends from the last row yet. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. Excuse me. 14. And 15. As I mentioned in my goal video, my goal is to knit a minimum of 1 square a day. And that's going pretty well. And Sunday mornings I've been spending weaving in the ends from the previous week. So far so good. I'm finished 9 rows, a bajillion more to go. And I'm running out of minis, so if anybody wants to do a mini skein swap, let me know. I have lots of minis that I've already used. I just trying not to repeat my minis, but if I have to, I have to. No biggie. So there's that. And last but not least, I need another drink. Out of a sweet roll, 2 sweet rolls actually, in the color Wasabi Pop, I'm knitting another wavy checkerboard baby blanket. Now, I do believe I'm going to need to get 1 more skein to make it the size I want. This blanket is going to be for Seth, and I just want it. I wanted a certain size. I want it similar in size to the Karen Cakes one. And these are shorter skeins, fully anticipated it being smaller, and that I would have to get a 3rd pop, sweet roll, whatever it is, which is totally fine. It goes within my rules of not buying for myself, of, using my stash. I just wanted to see how far 2 sweet rolls would get me. Long story short, here, I haven't worked on this since Monday, maybe later than that. I'm not sure. Here it is. I love how it's coming out. This is an altogether awesome pattern. Awesome. So on the same plane as that is Julie Fraser, the designer of the wavy checkerboard pattern, contacted me and said that she wanted to give away a copy of the pattern. Now, this pattern is very economically priced. I think it was $3, $2 or $3. Very economical. But it's a great pattern. So, if you would like to win a copy of this pattern, go over to the Ravelry board where I am starting a thread, and I will ask a question in that thread. What question shall I ask? Here's my question. Put a link to your favorite baby blanket pattern. Pay for or free, doesn't matter, knit or crochet. And on, not next week, the week after, hold on, let me look at my calendar. I don't have my phone up here. On January 27th, I will draw for a winner, and Julie will gift that pattern to you. It was very nice of her. Thank you so much, Julie. She said she was going to watch the videos, that she was going to start watching TGIF. Link to fave baby blanket. Okay. Great. Awesome. Fabulous. So, Ravelry board for that. I'm going to work on mine this week, I believe. Next. I don't know what I'm going to work on next. I don't know what I'm doing 5 minutes from now. I don't know what I did 5 minutes ago. So, I'm just going with it. Taking it as it comes. One last thing before we go. I mentioned last week that for at least the year of 2017, all proceeds from the purchases of my Pay for Patterns on Ravelry will be going directly to the Seth Botari Fund. I'm going to donate those on a monthly basis, and I'll take a screenshot of that donation to the fund, and maybe I'll post it on my Ravelry board. Maybe I'll start a thread there so that everybody can see how much we are donating to them. I will say that as of last night, you wonderful people had raised over 160, might be up to $70, which when you consider that my patterns cost $250, that's a lot of purchases, and it really means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. I also know that several of you have gone out and donated directly to the fund, and from the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank you. I would really like to thank you. It means so much. Seth has a long battle ahead of him, and unfortunately with that long battle comes a enormous mountain of medical expenses. So, if you don't have the patterns, I ask that you maybe purchase them for yourself. If you do have the patterns, maybe gift them to somebody. And if you don't want to do either and you just want to give, donate to the Seth Botari Fund, there is a link directly on the blog. And if you don't have the financial means to do either, and want to donate crocheted or knit items, my address is in the bottom to send. I will be bringing things to the hospital, to Children's Hospital in Boston, which works with Dana-Farber and the Jimmy Fund Clinic. And if you don't want to do that, just donate to a hospital near you. All is really appreciated. I ask for your continued prayers for my sister, Steve, Sadie, and of course, baby Seth. That's all I have for today, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.